Hey, David, how are you?
So, Dana, what's on the docket today? Robbie Lowe.
Rob Herbert Walker Lowe.
Rob Jim.
Lowe is so interested in everything. And his career, I think he's our manager's favorite because he's no one works like Rob Lowe. I can't even keep track. And he does have a show now. Stories I only tell him. He's got a one-man show. He's like a stand-up. He's on our turf.
Yeah, it was just in Palm Springs. He's the hardest working man in show business. He's the new one because he does everything. He's like, I have 3 podcasts, I have 3 TV shows, and I'm going to be on Top Chef. You're like, oh my God.
I know. He's going to have a baking show, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's making a bouillabaisse as we speak.
But, he's got a strong chin, which is sort of enviable.
Good hair.
Strong chin, good hair. Because to me, when you get older, unless you have that, kind of like Mitt Romney look, like Superman's dad look with the big chin and the short neck, you have 2 choices. You can either be a pirate or a cowboy. You can either be Steven Tyler or Jeff Bridges. But you got to be either a pirate or a cowboy unless you have a strong chin.
Yeah.
Because I did a movie with Burt Lancaster once, and he goes, how can you be a movie star? You don't have any chin.
It's kind of true.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't have shit, dude.
I'm going for a little scruff after seeing you make your headway with it.
We're turning into the same person.
I know. I copied your haircut.
It's all ridiculous.
And now we're doing this pod.
Well, it's funny because, Rob, when he did Tommy Boy, we had one of the big fights on Tommy Boy, which wasn't with Rob. It was about Rob.
Really?
Because Farley, we flew in after SNL. We had to go back and forth. It wasn't like the new days where you can skip shit. We were back and forth and back and forth to Toronto. And then one time Farley wasn't feeling good on the plane. And when we landed, he goes, all right, well, we got to get up at 5. So I said, all right. And so I landed, and then Robbie Lowe was there, and I go, oh, you want to grab a beer or something? He goes, should we call Farles? I go, no, he's not feeling good. So the next day we sat in makeup. And he was and Farley was glaring at me in the mirror, you bank shot, I'm sitting next to him.
The bank shot.
And he's just licking his lips, which I know is trouble.
Yeah.
And he goes, how's Rob Lowe? How's Rob Lowe? And I go, are you saying how's Rob Lowe? I don't know. He's all right.
Because you had dinner with him. He wasn't there?
Not even dinner. 1 Amstel Light. And he goes, you're out with fucking Rob Lowe. You don't call me? I go, are you out of your mind? I go, you were sick. Remember you were fake sick? You went to bed. He goes, you still fucking ask.
I would not want Chris Farley to be mad at me.
I know. And that's we got in the great tuna stepping fight when he stepped on my hand.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It was all hilarious.
Yeah, you guys should, physically, that's
But Rob's
not a
good
match.
looks are like kryptonite, and they weakened us, and then we all wanted to hang out with him.
Well, Rob told me once, because when he came on SNL the first time, the Church Lady, he was going to come on Church Lady. Mm-hmm. And he told me once, he said that right before we go to, because I had to kind of lock into the character who's really mean. He looked at me and goes, I thought you were going to kill me. I was like, because the look in my eyes, right before we start the sketch, he goes, this guy's going to murder me.
He did it a couple times. He said he really was really happy with it.
He loves it. He's done 3 hosting jobs. And anyway.
And he's also the busboy at Garcia's on weekends.
He's chatty. He's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
And he will just go anywhere you want to go.
And he is fun.
Writes
He's
books,
very entertaining. He knows what he's doing.
Writes books.
Yeah.
Looks at the newspaper, if anyone does anymore.
Takes his shirt off even when no one's looking. Just because he looks good.
No one knows what,
I'm fighting to keep mine on at all times.
I'm cut.
I have girls go, if we have sex, there's no way you can keep all your clothes on. I was like, I mean, we can try.
Well, the problem is when you get older, if you get to a weight where you're cut, then you get more wrinkly upstairs, and it's called a raisin head. It's an actual thing.
Sickening.
Like if you think of Clint Eastwood, like 20 years ago, he was kind of built up, but he was a raisin head. So like if you're kind of chubby or fat, then you have no wrinkles.
Right.
It's a trade-off. But if you want to have a 28-inch waist at 70, you're going to be a raisin head.
I don't want to be a raisin head. All right, here comes a non-raisin head.
Here comes a non-raisin head.
Robbie Lowe.
The definition of aging well, Mr. Robert Lowe. So Rob Lowe, so you're in pretty good shape. So do you ever think to yourself, like if you're out with your wife or whatever, somebody's making some noise, maybe you might have to physically fight a guy, an adult human?
It's so weird you asked me this on the way into the studio just now.
No.
I'm not kidding. There was some guy kind of creeping in the parking garage, and I was like, I might have to fuck this guy up. And then I started doing this whole thing about like, could I do it? Would I do it? Should I? I had a whole drama play out in my head not 5 minutes ago.
Jesus. Well, you're saying in Los Angeles, in a parking garage, there was a freak roaming around?
Yeah,
that's unheard of.
No, it's unheard of, isn't it? In one of our big cities, that there might be somebody up to no good, maybe
looking to sakes. I mean, I love The Walking Dead. I didn't think I'd be in it on a daily basis in West Hollywood. These guys coming out of alcoves with their all going like this.
It's
I'm all sorry for the homeless. But
it's like
Jesus Christ.
Like outside the Polo Lounge, it looks like something from The Purge.
This guy's doing a smash and grab in my Chevy Monza.
I'm trying to buy a head of lettuce at Gelson's. I got the mummy behind me coming in with the claws out, Jesus Christ,
like
I'll do Dennis
Conjuring.
all day.
These girls walking with their knees walking backwards. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
So anyway, you're very physically fit is what I was saying.
No, let me, Dana, I have a question for Rob.
Okay, good, go.
This is just a good random question that relates to what you're saying, sort of. Have you ever been punched in the face? When was the last time you've got punched in the face?
I was kicked in the face.
Whoa.
Kicked in the face with a steel-toed boot.
That counts more, I think.
By Matthew Modine.
That fucker, let's get him.
Matthew Modine, I always knew that guy was a prick.
I knew he hated your guts.
Yeah, no, I know. The people get competitive that are host of SNL. I guess for the rest of their
Hallmark movie. No, what happened?
For the rest of your career, it's like, who's got the best episode? But you hosted 3 times. But I was reading your book last night, and you punched Tom Cruise in the face.
I punched Cruise in the face. But he practically knocked me out.
Of course.
Why do I love that?
It's because Matthew Modine kicked me in the face in a stunt gone wrong on a movie called Hotel New Hampshire, broke my nose. The director was so mad at him. The director didn't like him much anyway, but the director was so mad at him that he revoiced Matthew's character with another actor.
What revenge?
What? That's revenge.
Yeah.
I found him very affable when he hosted the show.
Don't you defend him.
He is the nicest person in the world.
That's what I was going to say.
I don't understand why the director had a thing for him, but he did, and he's the nicest man.
Have you ever done a movie, Rob, where like halfway through the movie, you realize that you weren't the director's first choice and that he or she actually resented you?
Well, worse. I had a lunch meeting. Worse, I had a lunch meeting where I realized halfway through the lunch meeting that they thought I was somebody else.
Whoa!
So I was.
Who did they think you were?
They thought I was Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon. Oh, fine.
So, and it was a meeting with Danny DeVito. And I'm sitting there. I walk in.
They thought Dana was Danny DeVito.
I walk in and I see Danny DeVito, and he gets all excited and waves me over to the table. Now, I'm not there to see Danny DeVito. I'm there for my own other thing. But he's all excited, and I've never really met him. And he's pointing at the table, going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah!" And he's all excited. And we sit down, and he starts going in about this movie and this project and things. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. What an unexpected gift. But then over Danny's shoulder, I can see the street, and I see walking down the street over Danny's shoulder, here comes Matt Dillon. And I realize, he thinks I'm Matt Dillon.
Oh, wow.
And then, so I'm waiting for this awkward moment, which of course happens, where Matt comes and goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" or whatever. And Danny has to like,
I'm
get out
Matt
of it.
Damon. That's a bookmark impression. Matt Dillon. Oh, sorry.
God damn it. Go ahead, Rob.
They thought I was Val Kilmer. I was testing for Amadeus. And he kept calling me Val. And then when I walked out, Val Kilmer walked in. I did test for Amadeus because at 26, I could play 18. So I'd go in the room. I'd see Eric Stoltz. I read for Risky Business.
Shut up.
Wait. You tested for Amadeus?
Yes, I did with Mr. Milos Forman.
The thing about Milos is he's Czechoslovakian, and it informs everything he does.
It informs everything he does?
Yeah,
it's the thing about, it's that thing of like, you're Czechoslovakian, but you don't really want to be.
The thing about the Czechs is they grew up breaking rules.
It's these random. My favorite
It's so
recent
awesome.
Lauren thing that I don't know if you guys have heard this one, but he comes up with these things. You don't know where they come from.
Oh,
but it's so specific, you have to listen. So we're talking about funny people in the world and this career path we've chosen and stuff. And he said, regards funny people, he goes, there's only 900 of us on the planet. And it was kind of, seemed like kind of the right number in a
fair
way.
number,
Like,
he's
priceless.
I wanted to do, I've talked about it before, I wanted to do a coffee table book or at least a Twitter of Lornisms.
Mm-hmm.
That would
and
probably work.
I tried to get Amy Poehler to do it, and she was so down. I mean, she's like, he'll find out it's us. And I was like, who cares?
I think Lauren likes
he
it.
doesn't care, yeah.
Rob and Dave, what's your favorite Lornism?
Oh,
because I have a couple that are very eccentric.
I have.
Do you have a? Yeah,
okay, I'll go first. Would you like to go for a walk? And so I remember telling Lovitz I was going to go on a walk with Lauren. He's like, have a good listen.
Yep, I remember that one.
And so it's this long walk through the woods in Amagansett, and it's quiet, and we're just walking and walking. And Lauren goes, there's nothing more violent than a tree. And I said, what? He goes, what? That Amber is trying to kill that pine.
What?
Was this out in Amagansett?
Yes, there's nothing more violent than a tree.
What are the fucking trees like out there?
Yeah.
See,
I've never been there.
That's the name of the coffee table book. Nothing more violent than a tree. I mean,
it's like Game of Thrones out in that
It's
forest.
poetic.
It's a theme, I guess, because the other thing was, I remember I was building my first house. And I was just, sort of talking about what a hassle it is and what I should choose and whatever. And Lauren just goes, as you get older, you find yourself being drawn to wood.
I never got that good of ones. He's like,
and then the last
girl sucks this week.
And then the last one is Cheryl, my wife, was pregnant with our second child. We knew it was a boy, and we were really, really struggling with names. And Lauren's kids are my kids, same ages. So we shared that and would talk about stuff. And I go, yeah, we're thinking. He goes, have you thought out names? And I go, yeah, we're thinking about this. We're thinking about that. He goes, I find the king's names work the best.
Yes. I like the king's names.
Here.
James, David,
James,
you have a Lornism?
Charlemagne, the god.
One of the classics that everyone probably has had at some point is him pouring a glass of water from a bottle and doing a really long, tall pour and say, never underestimate the value of water.
Oh, 100%. I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I never thought to underestimate it. Well, that didn't make what I said very interesting then. Please don't correct me when I'm doing my truisms.
No. You didn't misunderstand.
Oh, you've seen my Lorne Michaels starting an outboard motor?
No.
No. Marcy! Sorry, go ahead.
Wait,
Marcy to end it.
Marcy, have you, Dana, don't you do Lorne having REM or REM sleep? Is that you?
I don't know. Maybe that was Bill Hader.
Bill
Hader.
By the way, is it REM sleep or REM sleep? It's REM sleep.
I think it's REM sleep. Yes.
So, Lorne having REM sleep? I always heard this was your bit. I always give you credit whenever I do it.
Oh, I don't. I remember Bill Hader on one of Conan's last show did a really funny thing of Lorne falling asleep on and off on the flight, and when he would sort of come to consciousness, he would just say a celebrity's name, and he falls asleep. And
yes.
It's that, and then he would sort of wake up and go, Steve knew that I was.
That's what it was.
Right?
Lorne, Paul, Mick.
That was the brilliant Mr. Bill Hader's bit, and it was so fucking great. It's hard to come up with a new angle on the pantheon of Lorne.
David,
Lorne
would you
impressions.
fly out and do a few minutes of Gap Girls before they even start the show?
For the 50th. I asked Mike recently, I said, are we going to do Wayne and Garth at the 50th? And would they do a wide shot, and can they get it high up on the crane? Maybe a couple of fills. Rob,
can we do
all
it
the
from
tricks.
Cleveland? Maybe Bezos would let us use his rocket.
It's cotton and Vaseline on a lens. It's an old Candy Bergen trick.
I think it's called a cheesecloth lens.
the thing is, I know, Rob, sometimes people say you're good looking, but I feel like two things. I'm overlooked for being good looking. They don't talk about it enough. And also,
you're very youthful.
I feel like
eternally youthful.
Youthful. He's 37. Christ's sake.
For Christ's sakes, nobody wears a trucker hat more aptly at 70 than Spade.
Let me tell you something. I hate hats and trucker hats. I'll tell you two secrets. I hate hats, but I hate my hair more. So the only thing good about looking stupid for the last 20 years is that my forehead isn't that trashed because there's no sunbeams on it.
That's right.
And the other thing is, I hate this mustache and whatever that is, but I'm worse without it. So it's really a...
Wait, why do you say you're worse without it?
I don't like it. And then...
why do you not
keep it?
Do you feel like you don't have a chin? You want more of a chin? You want less of a chin?
All of it is such a blank slate. I have no character in my face. It's just people pass me by and no one talks.
That's me. I have no voice. You have a voice that's recognizable. I have no voice and no face. Perfect for someone doing characters. I'm completely neutral. There's nothing here. But I realize now that I'm in my 60s, you guys are in your early 30s, my face started to recede into my skull. I mean, you lose volume. So then I had to start to wear glasses. It's like the Invisible Man and sort of a little bit of scruff. I'm just filling in a shadow. Otherwise, I would disappear in this Zoom we're using. I know,
and then
the
beard gets gray, and so you're like, now nothing. I'm nothing. I'm just disappearing.
I know. Why do I have to go white on the chin? Everyone goes snowy on the chin. I still have a lot mix up here, and I don't like that.
I like also, Dana, that you both of you have your hair dialed in, it works, and you are going to ride it all the way to the end.
Well, I may need a little help. I need some grafts, but
he looks like he could shoot St. Elmo's Fire reshoots today. That is the exact same hair. St. Elmo's Fudd. I've seen it a bunch of times, and I heard your hair was gray, and I'm like, I wish he would just do his gray hair so we could all trash him. But then I go, he'll fucking look better, and it'll backfire on me. So don't do that. And
I'm obsessed with men's hair. I could do a whole podcast on men's hair. Really, truly, I could.
Well, then can you discern the tricks and sprays and what I'm doing up here to hide the fact that my head is like a game of Risk? I have so much territory and only so many soldiers,
so many troops. You got to get the troops up front. You got to move. But
I'm all for grafting. They just said I needed someone to donate grafts for me. So I mentioned Rob Lowe, and they go, Rob Lowe? We'll call him.
Even his pubes. We'll take anything.
But let's go back to Rob Lowe and show business. The thing about Rob Lowe, if I may call you that,
you may,
is that he's incredibly good looking and funny, which is a combo that's kind of rare, and that's how Mike and I got him to do Wayne's World, and we were thrilled when we were shocked that we could get Rob Lowe. and then Kurt Fuller was also great in that movie.
You had a funny, you had to play something a little different. So that could have gone wrong easily. When people say they want to be funny in movies, it's like, oh, I can be funny. It's like when a host comes in, Dana, that's always a kiss of death. They go, I'm really funny. And everyone in the room panics.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what that means. And they're like, da. They go, I can do
this.
For
my friends at a party, I'm a gas.
So, what they ask you to do, it's like being in read through or something. It's kind of hit and miss. You're like, oh, I can kind of play this. One time they gave me Horseshack and everyone was nervous. And then I go, Mr. Carter. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Always go with a little bit of Lovitz. It's basically a 1947 like character actor.
And then Woody Allen, it goes on the read through. But back to Wayne's World, like they're giving you something that isn't typically like, I think hilarious. It's just, it was up to you to take the writing and doing it a good way to make it work, and it worked.
Well, it was a great juxtaposition to Wayne and Garth, having Rob, and he did a lot of very dry, droll, dismissive lines. The way the disdain that he had for the two idiots on the soundstage was great. And then your foil and Kirk Fuller, who was the kind of nervous wreck. So you guys were like a team. And every single line landed. Every single thing out of you guys' mouth was this great juxtaposition with us. So anyway, it was a very, very cool thing.
I loved doing it, and you guys were so funny. And my what I realized afterwards, speaking of Lorne, is that Lorne wrote a lot of my scenes, and particularly the scenes where I'm describing television.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite things I say, or Colleen Camp is the idiot bimbo wife.
Love her.
She goes, where she goes, I watch a lot of television. I would go, of course you do. You're very intelligent.
Yes, it was all those kinds of lines, which just had its own frequency throughout the entire movie. You were going against everything. We're all going, when's World Party on? And then you just had these little droll, dry lines. I remember when I did on the very first day, they were doing a Flowbee on Garth's head. It's right. The beginning of the movie.
Yes.
So I didn't know anything about anything. I was just kind of doing Garth. So I was sort of screaming. I don't know why, but with the hair thing going up. And I remember the late, great Bernie Brillstein pulled me aside. He was our manager at the time of all of us. And really sweet man. And he goes, you know, kid, in film, you got to play kind of small, you know. I'd take it down a bit. You know, it's like, I go, it's a little late, Bernie.
Take it down about 1,000,000%.
Oh, so I have such great memories of doing that show. Unbelievable.
Well, that was kind of, I think, that SNL, and then into that movie was another, like reading your Wikipedia page and your book, just all these twists and turns. And then that was a turn at that point. Like Rob Lowe can do comedy, you know. And
then, that was and I there are really two people to thank for that, and that is Lorne, and then Mike, who I will remember in the, you know, as you come in on the host comes in and meets with all the writers, and I remember him going in to meet everybody and sitting. The first time I saw Mike Myers, I'll never forget it, because he had a Michael Myers poster behind him from Halloween.
Yeah, it was his whole thing.
Yeah, and he was like, "Do you want to do a Wayne's World sketch or Sprockets?" First time I hosted. And I remember thinking, I hate that fucking Wayne's World thing. I want to do Sprockets.
That's ironic.
Sprockets. So we did Sprockets. I didn't hate Wayne's World. I really didn't, but I love Sprockets. And and that kind of went from there. And then I was lucky to be surrounded by people like you guys. You know, I mean, you're only as funny as the people who are around you.
Well, that movie, because the second one we didn't quite get the. Well, it didn't achieve the same thing. It kind of made fun of itself. Like in the first movie, we were making fun of corporate commercialism, you know?
Yes.
And then the second movie, I walk into the lair. It was Wayne and Garth's little hangout area, and it was a $500,000 set. It was one of the most gigantic, gorgeous things I'd ever seen. I was like, what? But, you know, as you know, I've done so many movies and things, just when something works, you know, another one of Lorne's things, you never leave a hit. You know, that's another one, right?
Yep.
Which is true. But the Wayne's World one was 36 days, $12 million. It was kind of tossed off, not a lot of coverage, light on its feet, and then it just captured something. And the second one has great stuff in it too, so people love it. But the first one has a certain mandate.
One of the most incredible things I've ever seen was going to a test screening of Wayne's World on the Paramount lot, invited audience. They didn't know what they were seeing, had no idea what it was, and they loved the movie from the beginning, from the very, very beginning. But when Bohemian Rhapsody came on in that car, and you guys started doing the head thing, the theater literally exploded. The people went berserk. I'd never seen anything like it.
And I have a theory about that.
Go ahead.
Because we did a Zoom with Josh Gad and you know, Queen and Brian May and everything, and we were talking about that. One was when I saw La La Land 3-4 years ago. It's underestimated, at least for me, remembering what syncopated movement with human beings, how potent it is.
Yes.
And so in Wayne's World, you started out in their groove, and then they go off on this operatic thing. So they leave the beat for so long. Nothing really matters. Goes way, way, way. And then it kicks in Bohemian Rhapsody, and we kick in with it.
Yes.
I mean, there's a reason when I see it now, too. It's like, man, that is potent.
Yeah.
That is so potent. And we didn't know it at the time.
No. Nobody, and I also love the story that Lorne again kept pressuring Mike. Don't you think it's a little old, that song? And he goes, "What about Guns N' Roses or whatever the hit was?" And Mike he was like, "No, this is what the song is."
Well, Mike was brilliant. That's part of his gift. Is he can pick up things and go, wow. And he really wanted that thing. We were going to get out of the car, do a whole dance around these steps and everything, you know?
Really?
Yeah, we were going to do a whole big thing, but budget and time. But for me personally, on a very minor note, when Garth does his dance for the Dream Girl and he does Foxy Lady.
Yeah.
I was doing What's New Pussycat, but then Lauren said, Steve is doing it in Father of the Bride. You might look for something else. So then we came up with the Hendrix one, which worked out great.
And that was Kim Basinger, or who was that?
That was no. Kim Basinger was in number 2. That was Donna Dixon.
Okay.
Who's married to Dan Aykroyd.
That
I didn't see either movie, but okay.
I saw Tommy Boy.
Wait,
I got a question for Rob.
Okay, one last thing, Dana. I like that you give Freddie Mercury a lisp that he doesn't have. Nothing really matters.
Nothing really. Did I give him a lisp?
You really give him a lisp. I mean, listen, the guy was not the most macho guy to begin with, but you made him super fey.
Well, in that movie, for trivia people, I did not have my lyric memorized. I didn't know we were going to go that long. And so at one point, Garth is just moving his mouth, but not really singing the words. Just going like that.
Here's a question for Rob. Rob, you have a career of a lot of movies. It's the dumbest setup. You were in Wayne's World, Tommy Boy, and Austin Powers. What do people know you from most on the street out of those 3? Good one.
What are the 3 choices?
Tommy Boy, Wayne's World, and Austin Powers.
100% Tommy Boy.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what is weird.
Nice.
Yeah. What's weird is in the Lorne article. This is Kennedy Center, Lorne Michaels, 50 years, Washington Post. They give 3 movie credits. The first one is Tommy Boy.
Ooh, what else? Wayne's World.
Huh. Wow.
I don't know why that is. I think because Wayne's World is Wayne's World is it's you and Mike. That's Wayne's World. Mm-hmm. That's literally Wayne's World. I think Tommy Boy, when people think of it, they think of, the 3, you and Farley and me.
I think it started with
an
Lorne,
ensemble. Yeah.
And it's more, those guys had written Wayne's World, and maybe it's because Lorne said to Bonnie and Terry Turner, why don't you write a movie about how Spade and Farley are around the office? And then, because, as we've said, that's backing your way into a greenlit movie instead of saying, hey, let's go pitch a movie about brake pads in Ohio. It's not like the funnest idea for a movie, so that would have gotten passed on. So going in it with just saying, do it about these guys, it happens to be about that, but that was never the focus, really.
Yeah, and I remember a version, not to make it about me, but I will.
Please.
Playing tennis with Lorne and Bernie, and I think Lovitz. And Lauren's like, I have an idea Paramount's working on. I don't know really, but it's you and Chris's brothers. And I was like, what? And so it was like a twins, like an Arnold DeVito.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
But that was all it was. That was all, and that was 6 months. And then Tommy Boy was written, so there was a little of that in there too.
Well, you did a good job, and Tommy Boy was a really fun shoot. But when we were doing it, and Bo Derek was your mom, who's a sweetheart.
You know that great story, right? We're like, we're going to get Bo Derek. We're going to get Bo Derek. And she's 10, and she shows up with like Annie Lennox's hair. She cut all her hair off.
Oh my God! I'm trying to.
Did she have a wig?
She had her hair shorter than mine right now. She looked like she literally looked like Annie Lennox.
That's what general meetings are for.
That's why you see your actors before you hire them. And we were not happy. And John Derek didn't want her going back to be a big movie star again, and said to her, I think you'd really look great with all your beautiful hair cut off. And she did it. She
was stunning. What happened in the movie? Didn't she have short hair in the movie?
Yeah, by the way, she still looks great. There's nothing wrong, but like Bo, listen, but by the way, Bo's never, ever had short hair other than that 4-month period where she shot that movie.
She hustled to grow it out. Yeah.
She hustled to grow it back to hair again. We have reoccurring themes here, and I like it.
Well, what did you think about Kevin Costner walking on the set for the movie The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston with the Steve McQueen kind of almost crew cut, which made Mick Jackson crazy? But it worked.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that, but that's a great move.
Best hair in a movie star, we're not including Rob, in the last 30, 40 years. Best hair. I have a guy in mind.
Shit, that's tough.
Well, I'm going to go probably, I don't know if you'll include him in the last 30 years, but it's for sure got to be Redford.
Oh yeah, that's cool hair.
Yeah, I was thinking Richard Gere more because of the way he flips it and he makes it a thing. But
I've been watching American Gigolo. It's been on American whatever the AMC, whatever the hell it is. And I'm shooting my show and I'm in my trailer every 5 seconds and that's on, and it is American Gigolo is amazing to watch.
I watched it within the last year. Yeah, it's just a great movie, and he's a real.
That was right around the pocket of Officer and a Gentleman, like right when he's fucking crushing.
Do you know? How do you feel about Robert Redford? Because I have this sort of theory about him that he is arguably, if you take it by a movie star who was in the most great movies in film history since the talkies, since the 30s. I always pick Redford because I keep coming back around to, and people never guess Redford at a dinner party. They go all these classics, Brando and Nicholson, whatever.
Cary Grant.
Cary Grant was amazing, but when you think of Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid and 3 Days of the Condor and The Way We Were and The Sting, The Natural, All the President's Men, there's just a period of time, and of course he directed Ordinary People. So anyway, that's my theory about Redford. Just wanted to throw that in for you film fans.
I could not agree with you more. I mean, just those that you tossed off there are ridiculous. There's some
3 Days of the Condor is just
3 Days of the Condor is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I saw it when I was too young. I didn't understand it.
You should watch it tonight.
Rob, were you? First of all, how many times have you hosted, and how scary is it walking out for the monologue?
I've hosted 3 times, and
can we talk about the first one first? I mean, because that would be the biggest fear, I think, right?
Yeah.
And what was your monologue about?
The monologue was, so I kind of got gypped out of the greatest thing that can happen to you on SNL, which is, it's like being shot out of a cannon. Like when they say Rob Lowe, and the orchestra's going crazy, the audience is going crazy.
So loud in there.
It's so loud and it's electric. And I didn't have that because my monologue was predicated on the audience hating me. From the minute
the joke.
The joke from the minute I walked out, the joke. They were told, "Do not clap." To come out, Rob needs to come out to crickets.
How do I not remember that?
So I didn't ever get that until the second and third time I did. But doing the show I've always said I would have loved to have been on that show. It would have been a dream. It would have been a dream to me to do what you guys did. A dream, an absolute dream. I grew up watching that show. I would have been fucking ecstatic to have had that been my career, being on that show.
I think it was Al Franken that had just observed after you hosted or something. It'd be really nice to have like a really good looking cast member, just as a person to put in different ways along with character work. But yeah, he told Mike and I that. When Mike and I were like, what? What about us? So you did Arsenio Beckman, which I was just looking up that episode. It's so fucking funny.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even, about that. And the way you played it, everything about it. I know it was a Robert Smigel, is one of our best writers of our generation.
Yep.
Maybe Odekirk was in there too a little bit, but that is supernaturally funny, and it's on YouTube. It's Rob playing Arsenio Hall, but it really is just to the amped up environment of all talk shows and the sycophantish, patronizing laughter and it's so funny. It's called Arsenio Beckman with Rob Lowe.
That's
on
not
YouTube.
when the crowd goes crazy, is it?
Well, I also like it's also the
everything he does, they go nuts.
The deterioration of any ability to ask a cogent question. My favorite thing about that was, I think my guest was Linda Blair of all people.
Yes.
and Smigel wrote that my very first question was literally, it was like, so I heard someone saying something about you doing something.
Yeah. And the crowd's laughing their ass off.
Something. What's that all about? Like, it's not a question at all.
No, it's just like, what's up? And then the crowd, they had a really good shot of the bleachers and just people going insane.
Well, we had actual dummies.
Each other up in the air.
And actual
dummies that were
going,
fucking
and then
hilarious.
in the table read, that people were supposed to eventually be on fire. but we couldn't figure out how to do that.
Because then later on, I got to do Carcenio. So there was a lot of Arsenio.
There was Enios. Well, you know what it was is Lorne had a thing where he didn't want to go after certain people. So by adding the Enio, it was like, well, that wasn't Arsenio Hall Rob was going.
I
was
wanted to
Arsenio
ask Kissio.
Beckman. Yeah.
That's exactly why it was, because it was written as Arsenio Hall. And Lorne changed it to Arsenio Beckman.
It's your first time doing SNL. You're on a live sound stage. You're out there, and it's crushing. And knowing your journey to there, and all the stuff in movies and the Outsider story, everything. I mean, you must have been just feeling incredible. I mean, right?
I was.
It's such a rush. We've been doing live stand-up,
and everyone's yelling. Must have been a rush to be in a good sketch that works. It's not always the case. It's so fun.
With all possible humility, I will say I am super proud of the three SNLs I did. They are all super good. There are memorable, iconic moments from each one of them. Not some of them I'm not involved with. We have Al Gore going lockbox. is in one of it. So
it's in a lockbox.
And I did. Did I tell you about the time that I went up though? I forgot. There are cue cards there, so it's hard to fuck up. But I was doing. Remember Mace, Phil Hartman's character?
Yeah, Mace. Yeah. I'm a bad apple rotten to the core.
I'm a bad apple. I'm rotten to the core.
Yeah.
I was doing a Mace sketch with Phil, and it all built to a joke, and I fucked up. I fucked it up somehow, and we had to ad lib our way. Like fucked up so badly that you could see the cue cards, you could see Lorne and like everybody, and you could the look in Phil's eyes. It was over. There was no way to end the sketch. There was no way to end the sketch live.
Did you go ahead in the sketch?
You jumped the card or something?
Did you jump the card in a way?
No, I reversed. It was the kind of thing. He had a punchline that was predicated on me saying I can't do something. And I said, I can do something. So now he literally can't say his line now.
So the premise is completely.
I fucked up the premise of the punchline. And I ad-libbed a punchline, and it got a laugh, and we got out of there. And I actually think that's the moment, actually, where Lorne was like, I want to do more stuff with him, because he came backstage and was, where there he is, Houdini.
Well, there he is.
My God. There's no one funnier than Lorne in a way. I mean, that's why we're all doing Lorne all these years. There's no one. Houdini.
By the way, Lorne is funny. We always joke about him. I want people listening to go, we fucking laugh at Lorne. There's a reason he runs the show. He says funny fucking shit at dinner. And
really funny.
And you go, fuck, I forgot. This guy is so funny.
Okay, this is my last Lorne one. By the way, you can cut all these out if you don't like them. But
we love them.
This is the best. So apparently he was being interviewed by somebody, and days, following Lorne around. And the guy says, so I have to notice that you have a lot of very famous, important people in your life. Are there any just regular people in your world? And Lorne goes, well, I know you.
So good. Lorne, this one I've said before, I think we've on this fledgling podcast, but see what you think of it, being someone who came from humble background and all that, normal, which I feel is our gift. And then with our children, they have celebrity and money at whatever level it is. And so Lorne said, regards this, he goes, you and I were raised in the wilderness and we became civilized. Our kids are raised civilized and we expect them to go out into the wilderness. Very Lorne.
It's brilliant though.
Yeah, but it is very brilliant in a very simple way. If it's not exactly the way you might use those words, but yeah, civilized.
What you need to remember about Dana is he grew up with mismatching furniture.
Dana, and people from Montana.
I've said this before, but I still think it's worth telling you because you'll laugh. Lauren's under the bleachers during the show. He's got the monitor, right? He's watching and critiquing the show. Maybe it's the dress show. I'm out there doing Bush or Churchley. I'm just vamping it up. You know, and Lauren said, he's a fucking show pony.
He's a fucking show pony.
Which I love that. See, everything we said about Lauren, we love Lauren. And so, you know, it's just, we've never met anyone like Lauren who says stuff like that.
The worst is, go ahead.
You know,
Robbie.
there was a moment where he was, by the way, just about what's about to come out of my mouth makes me laugh. He and I were sitting in my jacuzzi and he was doing that thing where he eats his little finger and turns, do you think Mike based Dr. Evil on me? And he's literally doing the finger thing in his mouth as he's saying it. And I was like, no.
He would bite his nails, you know, especially on Wednesday when we're trying to pick the show. And that's that night, by the way, and this is all SNL related stuff. So long story short, Rob and I end up having dinner with Lauren at an Italian restaurant in Santa Monica with two of Lauren's assistants. So two things are funny. One was that this was the first time I actually did my Lauren for Lauren, and then Rob threw in his Lauren, and yours was a very funny thing. You said, Jan's light in the show. Or was it one of those?
Yes.
But I started doing Lauren for Lauren, and he didn't take offense to it because it was just him on the Wednesdays being frustrated, looking at the board and not liking the cards or the sketches. I still have no fucking first act. And that, for me, was my into Lauren in 1986.
That's a real statement, though. It's not even like a parody.
Yeah. And then I got tapped out, which I've talked about in this show a little while ago about John Travolta. I'm doing him on stage in Denver as a comedian. And then the guy you're doing is sneaking up behind you, but you don't know it. So someone taps your shoulder. You're thinking you're killing. You know, I'm going, you know, I don't know, Mr. Carter, you know, and it's like that. And I look up and it's John Travolta. But the same thing happened that night, and you saw it. So Lauren asked me to do the Paul McCartney story of staying at Lauren's house before I was on SNL for a month for his assistant. So I'm really doing Paul. I'm going into it. Oh, doing this. You know, we got to do it. You know what you're doing. You know, could do all that. And then Lauren looks up and he's going, could be. And I didn't know what it meant in time. And I got the tap. And I looked up and it was Paul McCartney. And I was running the full, and I didn't know whether he'd heard me. And so I was kind of nervous. So I said, and I hadn't seen him in a while. I said, you're holding up. And then that became a running thing. He says, I'm holding up.
I'll never forget.
What from your point
I'll never forget that Paul McCartney said, so I can't do a Paul McCartney. In fact, my Paul McCartney makes him sound like he's Indian, like he's from Bombay.
I'll teach you how to do it, but go ahead, try it.
I was like,
just everything's a question.
He's like, well, what are you guys doing here? That's not bad. It's okay.
That's not. What are you doing here?
What are you guys doing here?
What are you doing here? He says, what are you doing here? And you said, or Lauren said, we just did the 25th anniversary screening of Wayne's World, and Paul McCartney said, and I will never forget it as long as I live. He said, "Oh, Wayne's World. Oh, that's a classic."
Wow. That's
I'll never forget as long as I live.
Take it and run.
It's a classic, you know, because they were stumble bumpers. And one guy was driving the car, one guy was just hanging out singing, you know. And they go to the donut shop. They're like, "Could we get a donut?" You know, but they called it a cruller.
He had a biggity boop.
And, you know, in Liverpool, it was called a boomgay. You know, if you had pastry, it was a boomganger. And they call it a cruller. And other people call it a donut. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure who I am. But anyway,
have you guys watched the Beatles? I just, last night was watching the Beatles documentary. It is mind-altering.
I'm too in love with them.
I watched it immediately over 3 days. Yeah, I watched all 7 hours, and I was watching the second episode again last night. Just too fascinating.
Apple TV or Paramount Plus or
Disney
Minus?
Disney Plus. You can go buy a month for $1.99 and then cancel your subscription.
Oh, I didn't know they're going to jack me for $1.99.
It is absolutely unbelievable.
God damn, yes. I love them. And if you love them so much, if
you love them, you're going to, honestly, if you even like the Beatles, you're going to have to be like resuscitated.
Well, it makes people remember insane. Like, this is the real shit. Like, this is the fucking unbelievable shit of when you got a band that's unreal and for a chunk of time that stays forever. And you're like,
well, what it illustrates, and someone said this in a review, is that it marvelously represents the minutia and boredom of the creative process. That they just start going into cover songs. They're doing everything they can not to work on the song. And then they work on it again. Then they go away. They come back. It goes on for hours. I mean, it is just an insight into
some of those songs. How hard they change ups in them where you're listening. I don't even know much about music. And I'm like, they're going from that to that. Is that even legal? Like things that they were doing back then. And you must, if you were anyone back then, you must have been so floored going, am I in the same business as these guys? Because
that's the thing. You look at, like, I wonder who's doing that now. Who's out there selling
Cardi B?
Who's doing that? Who?
It's a one-off. It's a linchpin. The '60s were a linchpin decade for the 20th century, and then they rode that wave. They were a teen idol band, who then became the most experimental band, and then Let It Be was done in 3 weeks in January '69. By the end of October, they'd finished the White Album. They took 8 weeks off. Then they're in there. Third week of February, they're doing Abbey Road. I mean, no one worked like that. But I do think there was a chemistry between Lennon and McCartney that's just supernatural, obviously. I mean, you can't duplicate
One Direction, like they throw them together with Simon Cowell, like they're a teeny bopper band. And then suddenly they're the best, most intricately clever, creative band in the world. And you go, it seems like they almost stumbled into it by just going, let's get a band together. And they just happen to get these geniuses together.
It's funny when I don't watch anything anymore because I'm so much time working, which is great. And there's not a move or a beat that I have not seen or played myself at this point. And so unless it's done spectacularly or surprisingly, it makes me want to stop watching.
And you're talking about acting, comedy,
comedy, story,
music,
playing its ability. You name it. Name a scenario. Name it. I've played it. Particularly because now I'm on like an adventure show. So literally, person in a drain, seen it. Somebody wants to get divorced, seen it. Somebody gets poisoned table, done it. I mean, literally, there's not, honestly.
My rattlesnake did it.
It's like, and you see the moves 10 moves ahead. So, and it's fine. It's just, I know where all the seams are, and it's fine. It's what I do. So, but when I do see something on television or in the movies that reminds me of the power of it, I literally start to cry. Because it reminds me of what this is and can be and what it means. And that's the way I felt about the Beatles documentary.
Yeah, it's really well said. I feel the same way. My wife says, you're possessed by them. I go, I know, but it's fun. And, I rode the wave. Like I was 9 years old when they wanted Ed Sullivan. I'd been in a band with my younger brother. We had a clothes hamper with a crayon. We painted we drew were the Surfers. He had a 1-string guitar. He could play Louie Louie. I had drumsticks, which I stole from Mickey Hart's store from the Grateful Dead at age 9. And then we would play. And then when the Beatles came on, we changed it to the Beatles. And then we played for that. So I had older brothers as well. So I was getting all the albums in real time. And so that kind of imprinted it. And then you're like, oh, well, the Beatles, I like them because I'm just of that generation. But then you meet people who are 20 or 30. I mean, Conan O'Brien, who's 10 years older than me, and J.J. Abrams. I mean, we have kind of a little email club where we send each other Beatle clips. We'll put you in there, Rob.
Please,
just things that we find, and they're just possessed by them. And just you meet them, and it's just they're a one-off. I mean,
what's your favorite? What's your favorite? I mean, and then you can cut all this out if you want. What's your favorite moment? What was the moment where you went, holy fucking shit?
When they hid the camera in the flower pot, and Paul and John are having a heart-to-heart about the last 6 years. I mean, they were such shooting stars. You were always the boss, Well, I had problems with you, too. I wanted to change the arrangement, but I was afraid. I didn't follow me on what I wanted to do. I had to rely on George to tell you. Well, I always thought that I was one driving it. It's just that intimacy of the two greatest songwriters of the 20th century, and the way they talk to each other, the respect and the angst of that conversation just moves me like
Same.
No other lover.
Same.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I have a question for Rob while you're scribbling. Rob, I saw trivia on you, and it said you were one of the hijackers of 9/11. That's not true, is it?
How great! That's such a great bit.
Do you stay in touch with those people? The other hijackers?
I just want to say this to Rob. Tom Cruise in space. Go.
Oh, he's very intense.
He's going to go do a film on the space station.
You know what? He's also riding on the outside of the rocket going up to the moon.
Dude, he's the man. He's
for Mission Impossible.
Dude, he's the man. He's unbelievable. He's the greatest.
I love him.
He's the last great movie star, and
he will risk his life.
He takes it seriously. That's
you got to give cred to that. I mean, my God,
if you saw what I complain about on movies and went,
no one what, Rob?
No one takes it more serious than Tom. Really, I mean, he makes Daniel Day-Lewis look like a backslider,
like he's in Dickie Roberts,
not committed to his scene at all.
Yeah.
I have a competition problem. It's not that I say that everyone should fail. Oh, this is my American accent.
I have a competition.
We're going to talk like
this. HW. Go ahead. So, listen, Rob, you worked with Tom on which movie? Outsiders?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And was he like that then?
He was super like that then. I mean, look, we were. I was
like that.
I was.
It's in the book. I mean, it's like it's a huge story. The Outsiders and Tom Cruise really pops off the pages to what he would have been like as a young man. The intensity was there, right?
Well, and there's stuff that I didn't put in the book. There's a lot of stuff I didn't put in the book.
Good.
And as I've gotten older, and I've seen how the two books that I wrote were received happily in exactly the way I'd hoped that they would be, mm-hmm. I've become a little more comfortable putting.
You mean telling a story about someone?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I like the way you just cut to the chase. So I go to visit Tom on the set of Risky Business. And I'm about to do this movie called Class in Chicago. So I go like a week early so I can hang out with Tom. And I remember taking a cab to the set, and it was like I had to write the direct. It was like so 1980s. It's a cab. I'm writing the directions down. Lakeshore Drive. It's a second exit off the, and I get there and it's the scene where he's jumping on the hood of the Porsche to try to stop it from going into Lake Michigan. And I walk on the set and they're doing the scene, and I'm not interrupting, obviously they're doing the scene. I'm waiting for it to be over. Tom's super intense. I mean, he's trying to, that scene, he's like, stop, like it's super intense. And Tom is super intense. So, and then finally it's over and he comes over to me, he goes, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, hey, so what, when you're done, let's go grab a bite. And he's like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, see, look, I know you, but my character doesn't know you.
Right. That's true.
And so we didn't do anything because Joel from Risky Business, Joel from Risky Business did not know me.
Did not know Rob Lowe.
Was he one of those guys who was called by his character's name on the set?
My guess is that was a phase. And by the way, that was a phase everybody was toying
Sean
with.
Penn did that for a while.
Oh, dude, I picked up the phone one time at Emilio's house, and it was like, hello, is Emilio there? And I was like, Sean? And he was like, why is Emilio there? I was like,
is that from I Am Sam?
And he was doing his voice from that Louis Malle movie he did, Crackers.
Oh, boy.
He played like a Cajun in Crackers.
Oh, okay.
And he wouldn't give up the voice. And even when I said, Sean, is that you? He was like, he was doing the thing. So like a lot of people were trying to do that kind of thing at that point. I by the way, if you need and want to do that, that's great. And a lot of great actors do. But I've also worked with really great actors who are perfectly happy to be talking about what they're going to have for dinner. And they put the slate in front of their face and go, action. And they're transcendent. And then they go cut and they go back to talking about dinner.
I don't get enough money to stay as Dickie Roberts all night.
By the way, this would go back to Saturday Night Live a little bit, but
it's funny.
Jennifer, who does hair and makeup for Saturday Night Live now, she's out in Hollywood, just a friend of mine. She said there's a lot of actors now and a lot of call for actors after Gary Oldman's Oscar for Churchill for prosthetics. Mm-hmm. And because that, as you know, you put a nose, you put a thing, suddenly you get an Oscar. Or the critics just love it. They used to say that about me. You didn't look anything like a character. I was under attack. So on SNL, was that your first experience? Did you ever get a kind of a look in your hosting where you just change?
When I can wear prosthetics, it's my favorite thing in the world. When I did Behind the Candelabra, it was all huge.
Oh wow,
character makeup.
That was cool,
and it was like it's so freeing.
I think
it's freeing for anybody, but it's super freeing for somebody who usually plays like romantic leading man parts. It's so I love it.
But you walk around like that too, and when you're not in any danger of anyone even knowing who you are.
Well, what's really interesting is I got to see how literally the other half lives. Where I was doing this thing where with our pal Kaylee Cuoco, I was playing Drew Peterson, the big fat cop from Chicago who killed like 3 of his wives. Handlebar, walrus mustache, bag. Mm-hmm. I look like Bert Lahr from Cowardly Lion.
Lahr.
And I went out to dinner. Went out to lunch at a proper restaurant on my break. And when I walked out, and I'm in my cop uniform, and there's no way anybody knows I look like a big, overweight, fat, middle-aged cop.
Yeah.
And when I walk out, the people go, "Come back soon," and they didn't mean it. And I went, "Oh,
so that's what
this is what it's like."
Oh.
They were just not into you as they thought because you're a cop, or they just thought you were
ageism or fatism.
They're just like it's like regular people because it's just fucking crazy.
Rather than Mr. Lowe, please come back.
Yeah, it wasn't like or it was just like yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I've done that when they don't know me. It's the fucking worst thing in the world. They treat me like a normal person.
I love it.
It's horrifying.
It is.
Rob, I
walk out without paying for stuff and they go, the money. I go, oh, this guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know I don't pay for stuff.
I was on a cell phone the other day and distracted talking to my sister-in-law getting gas and I drove off and the handle was still in the thing. So I stopped. I went back. There was no gas flowing. The guy comes out. "What are you doing? You have to take it out. You can't drive away with it." He's telling me. And I'm like, well, I did. I forgot. You can't do that. You have to put it. But they says, "We can put it back on." And the guy was actually from Des Moines. He just had this weird accent.
He had an accent?
I can't do any accents anymore.
You sounded like Arnold. I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger came out.
Let me tell you something about Rob Lowe. You take the good looks and the funniness, the intelligence. He's an author, and these things. You put it together. You put all these things and all these people. You put the prosthetics on them. You give them a part they can really get into. And then they get the Oscar on Oscar night. Sorry.
I introduced Arnold to Sean Penn. They'd never met. It was right after Sean won the Oscar.
Could I do Arnold meeting Sean Penn?
Wait,
no, go ahead.
Because I gotta tell you what Arnold said.
I want to hear this.
So we were at a table and Sean was at a table. He came over and Sean wanted to hit Arnold up on some political issue he was upset about, and Arnold was the governor at the time.
Oh yeah,
and Sean was super earnest as his wont about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want you to be on the, I really respect you. And I don't want you to be on the wrong side of history, he says to Arnold.
Oh, Jesus.
And I goes, yeah. And Arnold goes, yes. Let me ask you something. In Milk, there's that amazing scene where you come out and they're standing there and you've won the election and you have your moment in the sun and you put your hands up like this. Not like this. Like this. And he does like the real feminine gesture that Milk did. He goes, "He looks so feminine and like a woman." And I thought only he could do that. Sean was looking like...
meaning Harvey Milk or Sean Penn?
Sean Penn. So it's like he was going like, is this guy fucking with me or not? It was super, super funny.
The thing about Arnold, his street smarts, if you call him that, just because of his accent and everything, is unparalleled. The guy is, and he'll say such simple stuff. Before every movie, I get everybody in the room and I say, first of all, let's take away all the magical facts and the monsters, the scary things, the guns and all the things. We take them out of the room and we see if the story will work.
I've studied it.
Smart.
Work with the weird R in it. Work.
I dislike anyone who says, "Let me tell you something," right before they talk to you. Let me tell you something. Such a great precursor.
Hear me now, believe me later. All right, I have to go. So, Rob, listen, I want to summarize, Dana, and I'm going to show you. I go.
Where are you going?
I have to clear up. Rob was not one of the hijackers. He was on a test flight or something.
I like the way I let that. Did you notice the way I let that go out into the ether?
You let it slide. You were like,
but I was on a test flight with the hijackers. I was.
That's right, and you don't stay in contact with them on many of them. I've heard. So
we've grown apart. It's not like we've just grown apart.
And you're like, and it wasn't even that. It's just later they said something to me I didn't like. Okay, so Rob was great. Dana was great. Spade sort of chimed in. There's a lot of fun SNL. Thank you, Rob. You're always a fucking blast to talk to.
Bye, boys. Love you.
This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13. Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment. Production and engineering led by Greg Holtzman, Richard Cook, Serena Reagan, and Chris Basil of Cadence 13. Hey, Garrett Morris.
It's really fun to talk to an OG gangster from the beginning of SNL. I mean, that's really where it all started. That's what we're all trying to copy.
And from our point of view, like as soon as he popped up, he came to play. He had great fun energy from the first second. Just something about him.
He was into it. It's like bottled up, like he hasn't talked. I mean, he probably hasn't done an interview for a while. And also two guys that are super interested in it, and we have common ground. So he was a chatterbox.
He really was there and knows all about those first 5 years, which are seminal in SNL, of course. And he gets into grievances and people he maybe didn't like, and drug use and anger and all. So it's very, very interesting.
I love it when people don't really hold back like that. He doesn't give a shit.
He's then he fires up a joint halfway through. Well, I'm not sure if it's halfway through, but make sure you're listening when it happens. You're going to love this.
You'll hear this. That's trying to get it going. A lot of fun, a lot of old stories, the stuff you would expect. And it's just great to hear from him. Yeah. Because you don't hear from him a lot.
Just funny.
Grew up watching him.
So. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
funny. I enjoy all of them.
Garrett Morris.
My name is Garrett Morris. Hello.
Garrett, my last name is Spade.
But you've already screwed it up by having an ex-convict on your show, okay?
Whoa, let's get down to it.
Yeah.
Did you serve time? That's all. It's my only question.
I'm not lying. I actually spent a year and a half at what is known as Great Meadows Correctional Facilities. I was a teacher.
Oh, I was at the Tim Meadows Correctional Facility. No, Garrett, you were a teacher in there?
You too?
Go ahead, Garrett. Let's hear about that.
Anyway, I in like 1968, 69, I was a school teacher. I taught at PS 71 over on the east side. And I also taught, they had a program for teaching convicts, and I was a part of it. They gave us a Volkswagen, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you guys say, it's really Volkswagen.
Yeah,
okay?
Everyone's saying it wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, and I didn't know I was driving along the drug thing, and I used to get called on all the time by the cops. Okay.
Wait, you were running drugs in the Volkswagen, and then you got pulled over?
And you were also teaching kids and running drugs? I don't get.
I was teaching those murderers drama.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
You have quite a resume. I looked it up.
Oh my God.
It's vast.
Garrett, I have to tell Garrett something just so we have some common ground here. Garrett, I was in Arizona, running the harsh streets of Scottsdale. And when I was about, 18, 19, I was trying to flirt with this girl leaving a SAE party at Arizona State. And I got pulled over immediately, and they cuffed me and said, you have to go to jail. I don't think Dana, I didn't tell you this. So I go to jail, and I say, hey, any reason for the jail, I didn't even ask because I just felt I'm pretty guilty about a lot of things. And they said, yeah, you've gotten too many speeding tickets, and we have a warrant for your arrest. And I realized they didn't. So a couple hours in, I go, can I see those? And they showed me copies, and it was my brother's signature saying he was me because he got pulled over so much. He would have had to go into jail. So he goes, no, I don't have my license. I'm David. And so then he signed them all, and then he still didn't pay him. And then I spent the night in the clink, and I had to have another comedian come bail me out.
Oh, wow.
And that's Chevy Chase bailed you out?
Do you still speak to that brother?
I still speak with my brother, unfortunately, but he know I'm such a pussy. I would never really give him any trouble about it, and I didn't.
Is he out of jail?
No, I was the one out. He never went. I had to do the time for him.
I had 3 older brothers that would stuff stolen items down my pants because I was 9 and they were 11, 12, 13, and they were all juvenile delinquents. We fought, we smoked, we stole, but they would stuff them down my pants because I looked so little and so innocent, and I'd walk out. But yeah, I stole a lot of stuff when I was 9. I'm just putting it out there right now. I stole 10 yo-yos in one day.
I've had 3 weekends in the tank myself. Okay.
See, we're all not soft. We're all from the fucking streets. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
You know, so I'm not innocent at all. But one time, it was because a traffic cop broke the law and used a Slim Jim right to go into my car. Yeah. And he looked under the mat in the front seat and found a bag of marijuana, which is illegal, cop. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I go to the impound to get my car, and I see about 4 or 5 cops standing around my car. I'm not stupid. So I wait, right? And they wait. And we, for about 30 minutes, I said, okay, let's go get my car. So I go to the car, and I don't go in, and they come and they say, open this back door. I say, no, I'm not opening it.
Oh, my God.
They open it, right? And then I was doing my karate thing, right? So I had a gi in the back.
Yeah.
And they said, open that bag. I said, no, sir. They opened it, and they had put the grass in the bag.
Oh, my God.
Right?
The old frame.
And yeah, they handcuffed me. But anyway, I go downtown, and I'm being booked. And sure enough, there was a cop there who was him. He says to me, see John Iannuzzi. Now, way back there, John Iannuzzi was a very progressive Italian lawyer who was hooked up, right? He would help you out. Sure enough, I went over there. John Iannuzzi figured out what it was about. He said, "This see me Monday." I come in Monday. John whispered something in the judge's ear, and the judge says, "Garrett Morris." I read my. He said, "Get out of here. I don't want to see you in here again."
All right.
Yeah.
He whispered you were framed, right? That's crazy.
Well, the lawyer probably told him how the cop got the grave.
Yeah. No body cams back then.
You know. How you been doing, man? How you been doing?
I'm doing good. Me and Dana have been having fun. Look at my hair, looks good today. You know what?
I know what
filmed
happened.
Something this weekend.
Usually it's a little shaky.
Are you and Dana an item?
Oh, an item?
An item? I just
Are you
like
breaking a story?
Listen, Garrett, what happens on Fly on the Wall stays on Fly on the Wall. Am I canceled now? I can't do that anymore.
I'm leading the cancel. Yeah, Dana and I are old buddies, and we sort of emerged in the same person over time.
I must say, you do look like you came from the same mama. You do.
Yeah.
Same tribe. Irish, Scottish, Norwegian.
Yeah.
What's your tribe? German.
Really?
I'm Irish, Scottish, Norwegian.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Cambodian, Nigerian, West Africa, and by the way, Ancestry.com says I have a little bit of Finnish in me. Can you believe that?
That's interesting.
It's down deep. What? Yeah. I can't
my
see.
My skin cries when it's sunny.
By the way, tomorrow's my birthday.
Tomorrow's your birthday. I read that your birthday's coming up. Is it the 1st? Is that what it is?
Tomorrow, February 1st, yes.
Okay, we'll delete this because this is going to be airing in 2027. No, we don't know when.
No, we're gonna. All right, what's your secret? I have to ask. What are you drinking?
Here is green tea. Okay,
that's it. That's the
actually glucose tea. It helps to reduce your glucose count. So
blood sugar stuff.
Oh, yeah. I have I'm type 2 diabetes.
Your energy doesn't match your birth certificate. It's huge. I mean, you're just like on fire. You're just energetic.
I can't tell you on here, man. This is recorded by cops. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, they're always monitoring this.
Yes.
I will say, Garrett, you are you have sort of a very bright light and energy about you, and a fun thing about you, and I see why in comedy you do well, because you always bring it. You're very vocal. You got a strong voice. You just have a fun vibe, and I think
positive.
That's
so
positive.
People want to work with you.
So when it comes to comedy, this is what I say. I'm an actor who was in a comedy show many, many years ago, and I have been suffering ever since.
Now, why have you been suffering?
So are we.
Because everywhere I go, people want me to be funny. And as my ex-wife would tell you, well, she used to tell me all the time, N-word, you ain't funny.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you're funny. And, you know, a lot of people have a funny vibe about them. Like people say when I date girls, I go, what do you look for? And I go, I like a girl that's funny, but I don't mean she needs to be Robin Williams. Some girls just have like a charm and fun thing about them. And that's funny to me. And it's a lightness and fun. They don't have to be like, you know, Henny Youngman, yada da. So I like that. I go, I'll take care of that part.
Take my wife.
Exactly.
Yes.
But by the way, Dana, Garrett has worked with Pryor and all these huge, huge stars, which I look over it and I can't believe how cool that is.
I got to work with Richard Pryor, but I want to hear your story first.
Oh, don't one up him yet.
I have a nice Richard story.
I have a great Richard Pryor story, okay?
I want to hear yours.
It's got to be better.
When both Richard and I were coke fiends.
That's the title of the podcast.
I bet Dana's story doesn't start like that.
Go ahead. Right? Yeah. But Richard brought his own group because he had heard that I was Lauren. Nobody had heard about me except people on the East Coast.
So Richard brought his own writers.
Nobody knew. I got this job, which let's face it, in 75 was a pretty good job for a black guy to get. And they're thinking I'm Lauren, help me.
Michaels. Lauren Michaels.
Lauren Michaels, N-word. Can I say it? Lauren Michaels.
Like you were his main man.
You can say anything you want, as far as I'm concerned.
Basically thought that was going on. That Richard had gotten, that Lauren had gotten some guys who knew. Well, at the time I got to Saturday Night Live, I'd already been in New York for like 17 years. I had written 2 plays.
2 plays, yeah, I read that.
I've been in at least 15 off-Broadway and Broadway shows. And so I paid my dues, right? And they didn't know that. So when Richard came, he brought his own group and he didn't use me. And I was really hurt by that because until this day, Richard is my favorite monologuist of all time, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, I was really very hurt because I wanted to work with him. So he did the show, didn't use me, but later on, when I went to California, he was doing a movie called Critical Condition. And I got a call from my agent saying, Richard Pryor wants you to be in the show, be in the movie. And he never said anything. I assume that was his way of saying, hey, you know, I'm sorry, or something like that.
I like you. Yeah.
That was
very sweet, sensitive.
Well, you know, a lot of hosts do that. I mean, a lot of hosts still bring in writers just because they get scared. Like maybe Paul Mooney was with Richard. I don't know who he was with.
He was a force of nature. Paul Mooney, I used to do stand-up with him in the late 70s, and I would go, why is this guy in this little club? I mean, he was so charismatic and so good-looking and so funny. It was like just everything.
I love Paul Mooney. I'm sure he was behind Richard doing what he did because he was Richard's writer. But even to this day, I see, because much of what Richard did was Paul Mooney, right? Mm-hmm. And
the thing, okay,
go ahead.
What do you think? You know, when the idea of a monologist, you know, I think of that more voice orientated, but I think that with Richard, when I first saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show, he mimed for 2 minutes a guy reaching under his underarm to see if he had BO. And it was like just a silent movie, you know. So Richard had that capacity to paint a picture instantly, and he could do just a straight monologue. So I don't know.
He could tell stories, like
and play all the characters.
He could talk. When he talked about Mudbone, you wouldn't be laughing for like 2 or 3 minutes till he got to the punchline. Yeah, but he was so engaged in Mudbone till this day. Again, How did you say the word? I said monologuist. You say it again.
A monologist.
Anyway, sometimes I had trouble with English.
I knew. I knew
want
what
to tell
you meant.
my Richard Pryor little
Go
story
ahead.
here.
Tell me.
Kind of. So I'm working at the Holiday Inn as a waiter.
Yeah.
And it was near the Circle Star Theater up near San Francisco. Richard's headlining there. So Richard's in the restaurant. So I got to go serve Richard. And I was really nervous. So I brought him a Denver omelet. Okay. And then later on, I came back and I took the plate, and he looked up at me and said, quote, "Whoever made that omelet can suck my dick." And I never knew if it was a positive or negative review. 12 years later, I'm in a movie with Richard Pryor, which I'll tell you about. We're at lunch, and I just wanted to know what he meant that day, but I didn't want to bring it up. He probably wouldn't remember. So I look at him, I take a bite of my cheeseburger, and I said, this cheeseburger is really, really, really good. And he goes, "Wow, well, you must want to suck somebody's dick." No, I can't. I got the headline. You got it wrong.
He used that suck dick metaphor a lot. Guess what
okay, so it wasn't just me. Yeah.
One of the funniest jokes I ever heard was when he said, "This bitch was so fine, I want to suck her daddy's dick."
I like that one, yeah.
I just want to say I just had a root canal and a crown put in, and I'm kind of spaced out. So the end of the joke went like this, you know.
Okay, we'll do it again.
He goes, wait a minute. I'm so stoned from the dentist.
The punchline.
You do it, Garrett.
I said, no, I can't. I really can't remember.
I think you said this cheeseburger can suck my dick. Did you say that?
No. It was it was a reverse that I got the information by setting a trap. You know.
Oh, and
I will get to it before this podcast is over. But I am so high right now. I mean, I'm just like I'm very spacey.
What kind of marijuana?
Marijuana? No, it was dental stuff.
Oh, okay.
But if I do smoke marijuana, my brand is Sledgehammer. That's my brand of cannabis.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Your brand of cannabis is what?
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
From the Peter Gabriel collection.
I made it up.
Yeah, I like that name. It sounds cool.
Shovel to the face.
Show, I will be smoking a joint, okay?
Hey, Garrett, I have a question for you. You can smoke a joint right now while I ask you if you want. Yeah. Now, Garrett, when you
bring me a joint.
Oh boy. So when you come on SNL, it must be like the Dirty Dozen. So you guys all get together. You probably don't know each other, right?
Right.
And then you are thrown together, and you're sort of like, okay, let's see what works, what doesn't work. And you were a writer. You were a writer at the beginning, right?
Yes, I was. Yes.
Okay, so you were not. I don't think you were on camera till later. I think that was a decision that was made later, correct?
I actually was on camera the first show.
Oh, shit.
Because of this. Let me tell you, can I?
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a story. I don't want to cut you off.
No way. It's about you.
Here's what happened. I was a playwright, right? So I brought along my play. He read it and liked it because there's a couple of funny things in it. He hired me. I didn't know that just because you write a play that's about 2 hours doesn't mean you can write 30 seconds.
Yeah, a little tiny sketch. Yeah, for sure.
It took me about 4 or 5 months to realize I couldn't do it. And I was feeling really pissed off myself. Till finally I realized I had an idea. Because in my play, the Black Panther group that I have is called the Young Lions, makes a joke about how when they're collecting money at fundraising, they want to raise a lot of money when they have guilty white liberals in the audience.
I love them.
Yeah.
Right. So I happen to tell that idea. I'm going to call his name to Schiller. Who, do you remember?
Tom Schiller.
Oh, Tommy Schiller. Yeah.
Right.
Schiller Vision.
Goes over to the studio and tells it to another guy whose name I will not call. That guy then writes it down as his idea.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Right, when I come over, it's written down, and he's not even giving me credit for even contributing, right? So anyway, what happened? Now, I'll tell you the whole story. Anyway,
keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, what happened was it became a thing called a White Guilt Relief Fund.
Yes, I remember the sketch.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I started off to help me because I'm 85. I may be on.
No, I'm tracking the story.
You would ask white people for donations out of guilt and make them an honorary Negro. You'd send them a plaque. Or
right. Anyway, that was the only thing that I did that I thought was worthwhile. And this guy, who at that time was the second in command to Ann Beats, right? Now, here's what happened was I was so mad. I was so angry about that.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of weeks to stew over that. And I was going to make a serious mistake. I was going to come in this particular day and let him know what's for. And even if it meant physically confronting him, I was going to do that. Although I knew he was a wrestling champ. Now you
oh, I think I know who it is.
Wrestling champ from Harvard.
I think I know who it is.
I didn't care. I said, if I get a couple of licks in, after he whips my ass, he's still going to remember me, right?
Yeah.
So I get off to the elevator, and somebody there says, Garrett, Lauren wants to see you in the green room. I go to the green room, and sure enough, John and Gilda and Jane had told Lauren Michaels, look, you've got Garrett bringing in black actors. He's one himself. And here's a movie he's done. They were looking at Cooley High.
Yes. Oh, Cooley High.
Right. So Lauren looked at Cooley High. He auditioned me with Gilda. And I was totally counterpunching because Gilda was, to this day,
unreal.
At her, how she improvised. You didn't even know she's doing it. Yeah. Right. Brilliant. And I counterpunched throughout that. Our setup was, I was a taxi driver driving from JFK with her as my passenger, and I was cheating the hell out of her all the way, right? And so anyway, that's how I became a member of the group. So I was there the first time we did it from the beginning, but I didn't start off that way. No.
Wow.
But how about you turned your anger and you had to switch gears and
look, I'm a Buddhist, so I don't believe in necessarily in a personal God, but somebody really was in the works who stopped that because I was going to make a serious mistake.
Listen, Franken's got some ground game too.
Did you have go-to moves, Garrett? I mean, as a fighter, would you do the kind of, hey, let's be friends and then headbutt? Or would you work the body? Or what would be your kind of go-to moves?
I would have gone to the soul effectors first because that would have brought him down. Then I would have kicked him in the chin. Boom. He's going to get up mad as hell and do some kind of a hold and break my neck. Okay. Yeah. But shorter. Look, if you're short like I am and don't weigh much, you got to go for what you know.
Yeah, you got to get away. You hit fast and then you move, but be scrappy.
There was no way I could have won.
There
was no way I could have won that fight.
Yeah. But I know the dude, and he's very tough when he gets in the ground game. I would say. Listen, I got mad at him too, but I didn't think of fighting him.
Decision. Hey, before we go on, can I just do the Richard Pryor joke? We can cut it out, but it really bugged me.
We need it.
All right. I'm so sorry about the dentist, but here it is. I waited. I'll set it up real fast. Gave Richard Pryor a Denver omelet at the Holiday Inn. I got the plate up, and he said, whoever made that omelet can suck my dick. 12 years later, true story, in a movie, wanted to know what he meant by suck my dick. Was it positive or negative? I'm having lunch with him. I take a bite of the cheeseburger. I look at Richard and I say, well, whoever made this cheeseburger can suck my dick. And Richard said, you must love that cheeseburger. That's how you do it. Boom.
Dana.
I'm making Garrett happy. That's what I love. I never knew I would say suck my dick on this podcast. Now I've said it 7 times. That's a mic drop. No more.
Reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, what do you have if you have a potato with a penis?
Excuse me?
A patinas.
No.
Yeah.
You have a dictator, stupid.
Oh my God.
Why do you have to add the stupid part?
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, it's a pretty good joke.
No, because you didn't know what it was, stupid.
Stupid. I like the stupid at the end. It was hilarious. That could have been a guy character. So you were part of that original lexicon. I mean, who was your hangout friend of the cast? These are just basic SNL questions. So
who'd you gravitate to?
Was it Gilda or just everybody, or did you have people?
Gilda, Jane, and Chevy. But I didn't do what I should have done, because I should have also, after the show, at the first couple of years, you go downtown to this bar. I think Willie.
Oh yeah, you have the party.
Yeah, that's equal to that golf game.
Yeah,
that people talk about, where you form alliances, right? So I didn't do that. So I really had a lot of people not liking me, thinking I was stuck up and all that.
Well, yeah. Why didn't you go? I want to know.
Because I, even to this day, am an introvert working against that. All right.
Okay.
I've really gotten over it to a large extent. But also I had, at that time, okay, do you want to really know the real truth?
Go ahead.
I had probably a couple of girls at home waiting for some cocaine so we could just do what we were going to do.
So it was either the girls and the cocaine, or having Lauren tell his story about how we met. I think it may.
Well, listen, that's a tough one, Dana, because his story sounds great, like all that fun stuff. But then you look back and you realize you've got such huge, talented, cool people that you get to. Because I was going to say, Garrett, did you have an official after party? It sounds like you didn't. But we had, Dana was on, and then I was on with him for a while, and they would walk around with a ticket, a secret, during the show. Remember this, Dana?
It was a big
and they'd hand you it, and you put it in your wardrobe or something, and you go, here's where the party is, don't tell anyone. And it was during the live show. So you go, okay. And then after the show, you'd go straight there, but they didn't want everyone to find out about it. And so we'd have a designated spot every Saturday, and we'd go there. Sort of the same thing. You just go there and get all fucked up with everybody.
But you see, I'm sure that the reason why that didn't happen to me is because at first I set up not going in the first place.
Right.
So when that started happening, people probably said, well, fuck him. He doesn't.
Well,
you had some responsibilities to get
back. But I remember when I first got on SNL, Lauren was telling me about, Chevy and Danny and everybody and Garrett. You said, Garrett, the only way to
do that again.
Chevy and Danny and, and Eddie and all the people and Paul, you could never get Garrett to the party unless you brought some cocaine and some hookers. Right. I go, really?
Right. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure that.
Listen.
I'm sure they would have said that and they would have been correct.
It's good bait.
Well, the thing about it was, coming in 86, you guys were badasses. Like, to me, that original cast, you guys were, a little bit of a, okay, let's...
a little power flower.
Let's.
You're going to blow your
power
nose.
Fly.
Yeah.
A little...
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Gentleman joins us, been on Saturday Night Live from the original cast, young man named Garrett Morris. But we thought of you guys as badass pirates. You would fight. There were drugs. Chevy and Bill Murray would fight, and Belushi was like a badass. And then we got in, and people were having like Amstel Lights. We'd have a Bud Light at the party with me and Phil, and just look around.
Yeah, we didn't party as hard.
We felt we didn't belong.
Well, can I say something about John?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John, when he and I were both into the cocaine thing, never really talked to me unless he needed cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a knock on the door.
Hey, buddy.
Come in. And I put my, 10 fall down there. And you know what he would do?
Do 10 of them.
By the time he got to, I had none left.
So he would just go in, get a straw in his nose, go down on the desk. You were about to snort the coke, and he would snort all of it?
Oh, my God. He would leave a little bit at the end. A little bit at the end. God,
nice guy.
He's a brilliantly talented man, but boy.
I had mineral water, and Nora Dunn would come in and just chug it.
Oh,
I'm kidding. No, but what was it about? Like, I tried cocaine. I've talked about it. I just, like you're saying, you're fighting being introverted. Like, when I did cocaine, within 30 seconds, I was very sad. I just
really,
it made me very anxious and very paranoid. I only tried it twice, and one time I did some cocaine, drove to the comedy club, and I couldn't go in the club because I knew they all hated me in there. And then I just drove back home. So how did it? But I knew people that cocaine spoke to them. That eventually they had it in a little thing and they just sniff it all day.
Yeah.
So what did it do to you? I mean, did you?
Cocaine did the opposite to me. It livened me up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were an introvert, so it kind of opened you up a little
But then
bit.
you need more cocaine, right? You're losing the high. You got to get more, right?
That's the trouble.
That's the trouble, because the thing, that first high, you never get it again, David. You never get it again, David. Okay?
Yeah.
After that, you're striving to get that first high. So even if you're on for like 35 years, which I was.
35 years?
Yeah. It's different that you never get that again. Then you start smoking it, right? And you get that again.
Some.
But then smoking it, you're coming down. So you keep coming down. You never get that first high again. Okay.
So
doesn't make you stop chasing it. I was there. I did it for a while.
Well, Lynn Byers is one. Do you remember Lynn Byers?
Oh yeah, what a mess. Yeah.
When that happened to him, I started thinking, Gary, you're way older than this guy. You're way older, and something's going. You're lucky that didn't happen to you.
Garrett, I was in it during Len Bias. Len Bias, for the listeners, is a basketball player that got recruited by the Celtics, I think.
Yes.
And I think he died after draft night or something from doing too much cocaine. I think before he played. And that was the first time I think I knew you could die from just doing straight cocaine. Like I hadn't heard that.
Excuse me.
Oh, he dropped his joint and his house is on fire.
No, he's actually.
Good.
Oh. Is it okay to say that we think our friend Garrett Morris is enjoying some fine cannabis?
Sativa.
Oh, so that's like, what does that do? It evens your energy out, or what?
One's mellow.
Sativa is a kind of marijuana that lets you stay awake.
Oh, it's upper. Okay.
Yeah, it's an upper. If you get a hybrid, it's in between. If you get indica, you're going to go to sleep. So a lot of times when I'm working, I'll either do it
weird?
Out folking or with this,
Well, I worked with Scatman Carruthers once in Rockefeller Center. Yeah.
I envy you, okay?
I got
I'm Scatman.
Angel from heaven, sweetest
man.
guy.
Oh, wow.
And always you'd go in the bathroom and you'd hear him and he'd be smoking weed, and so one night, it was the 1 year anniversary of John Lennon's death, and my brother was visiting the show. It was a sitcom with Mickey Rooney, another crazy man. And Scatman gave us a joint. He rolled it in front of us, and he had both ends were closed off. He did it without even looking, And so then we tried it, and it was terrible. It was really weak. So the next break, I brought back some Colombian pot from Santa Cruz.
No, you didn't.
Purple hair.
I did. And the next day in the elevator,
Slope.
now Scatman was from the 30s when it was illicit. In the elevator, people around, he says to me, quote, "The music was good. Might I get a pound?"
Of your weed?
So after the show was over, my brother and I got a huge bag of pot, grocery bag of pot, drove it down to Van Nuys where Scatman lived, brought him the pot, played banjo, kept in touch with him. No, his guitar. He had a ukulele. Still going strong. And
Manny the Moocher.
We'd never met like a character like Scatman, You see that man there? He points to the janitor. He goes, "That man's an artist. That man is an artist." He was just taking us all these different places.
I like that.
But what
he did. He was in Blues Brothers, Dana, and that's the only reason I knew who he was, because I was young and I think he was in Blues Brothers. He sang Minnie the Moocher. Is that what I'm thinking? Did you see Blues Brothers?
Aretha was in it, right?
Yeah, Aretha was in it. Yeah.
He was in The Shining.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was him
with
too?
Jack Nicholson.
You know what? I have never seen that.
It's scary.
I love my man, but I hate
scary movies.
Yeah, I hate scary movies.
Yeah, so do I, dude. I'm with you.
Well, you said that Jack brought in a suitcase of pot into London.
Yeah, by pot you mean cocaine?
No, this was cannabis. And he goes, and Jack goes, "I'm not going to sell it. It's just for my personal use." And they let him through.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's a monster. Shoot, I have another thing. Did you have any favorite sketches back then, Garrett, when you were there that first year?
The Colossal President.
What was that?
The Colosso President.
Yeah, there was this thing at the 12 Mile Island or something like that, where the nuclear thing.
Oh, 4 Mile Island.
3 Mile.
3 Mile.
3 Mile. I know.
Yeah,
it was that right.
and this,
5K. Yeah.
Everybody's big. And I'm the wife of the president, and he's big and I'm big, Another one that was my favorite, not for any other reason, but I really think about it as a way in which somebody didn't get the message. It was with O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
where he was a mandingo who goes around raping all the black slaves, female slaves, and at the end, we're supposed to kiss. I don't want to kiss him, David.
In the sketch,
the assignment is to kiss. You know, like this to kiss him, and he backs away. As if I really wanted to.
Yeah, you were just acting, right? You had to do it.
Oh man.
Another one is something that Alice Swibell did. The baseball been
very, very good to me.
Chico, baseball been very, very good for me. Yeah.
Actually, Chico Escuela is really Brian Doll Murray's original concept, which
he's funny.
His brother came up with. Then Alan enlarged on it, right? So we would do a piece like that all the time. And also, I can't throw out something that Chevy came up with for me, which is Hard of Hearing.
Yeah, which became kind of a
runner.
Everyone knows that.
Runner, you sure?
Yeah.
And Swibell's a big writer there. Yeah, he was good, right?
I love him. I love Swibell.
Yeah, he's great. But Garrett, now when you did in the beginning, first of all, now that one, I don't know when Pryor hosted or what year it was when they did that sketch with Chevy. I think it must have been the first year. Wasn't Chevy only 1 year?
Yep.
Chevy came in after a year and a half.
Oh no, I thought that was Billy.
I'm sorry. No, Chevy was in after. You're right. He was in like a year, right? And then Bill Murray came in,
right. And Chevy blew up. What was that like when one cast member was like, wasn't he on the cover of Time or something? I mean, it just went pew.
Was he on the cover of Time? I didn't know that.
Or Newsweek. I mean, I know that Chevy just got so much.
I said right on. He did with Fletch. Is that what the name of Fletch?
Yeah, he did a lot of movies. Yeah.
I thought, however, he should have waited a little longer.
Of course, I agree.
Just like that
he wishes he'd never left. He wishes he'd stayed at least 5 years.
Right. Just like the guy who was on that cop show, who later on did CSI.
David Caruso?
Yeah, he left too soon.
You know, that happens, and I sort of get it, but Chevy was a tall, great-looking guy, and he was really good in comedy, and then he was a movie star. Like, I don't even know what that would be like, but to leave when you know it's the best show, it's the coolest show, like you guys, I know Chevy blew up, but all you guys were huge. The Beatles. I mean, everyone on that show.
The Rebel. I mean, there just was nothing like it. I mean, I was in college, and when it came on, and I saw all you guys.
It makes me feel old, fellas. Okay.
When I was
feel
one,
old all the time.
How old were you?
I was being born in the hospital, and it was on TV, and I was like, "This looks pretty funny."
Oh my God!
I was born in 1988, but
when I got into Saturday Night Live. I had been in New York about 17 years, right?
And you were 38.
When I was asked to join Saturday Night Live, all those other motherfuckers had just got out of high school and college. I was about 10 years away from AARP. Okay,
right. You did not look older than anyone. You didn't stand out as like
Phil Hartman. I think was 38.
I was 39 years old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett, this Dana, I just want to ask him that, which everyone might know this, but Chevy does. There's some sketches people remember, and one of them is Chevy interviewing Richard Pryor when he was there for a job. And who wrote that?
Huh?
Who wrote that one?
I think Chevy and Richard together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's like, I mean, when you look back on what you guys did comedically,
that's a classic.
And then what we call it now, since what we can get away with now, it's just very different. At the time, even at the time, it was incendiary, but now it would be like go to a test pattern.
Right.
It would just get canceled.
I mean, Lauren he did at the right time, because in about 10 years, we got into what we're into now, right? Which is
a softening.
Yeah. With all due respect to the brilliant cast that Saturday Night Live has always had, you can't really write for them the way they wrote for us then. I mean, and I hate that. I hate that.
It changed.
It's a Rubik's Cube. You really have to cleverly get clever stuff in because you can't, it's almost like you're pulling from the same 8 jokes that everyone's allowed to use now.
Right.
And that won't make people mad. But you guys, I think the first 5, I think you're on for 5 years, that at least the standards and practices didn't even know what to say no to. They were like, this is so ridiculous. Like they had to learn and go, well, wait, we don't like that. We're getting a lot of complaints about that. We have to stop that. But it was like playing whack-a-mole because every week you think of a new way to offend people. And that was the greatest part of it.
Well, no one cared initially, and then the show became a smash. At what point? I mean, 2 years in, you guys just blew up. But initially, probably they didn't. No one's watching.
We had a lot of people who we thought were progressive. Okay, Lowe, in my opinion, the true progressive.
Yeah.
Without any sign of racism whatsoever. But
he's like me.
I thought, for instance, that Michael O'Donoghue, because of his past, would be the same way. Michael O'Donoghue, with all due respect, was an absolute racist motherfucker.
You got to add motherfucker to that because it just completes the thought.
The very first show, there was a skit that was going to have a black doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have a not a black doctor. And I wasn't in it at all. So I said, hey, Michael, why don't we have the doctor be black? You know what he tells me? Well, Garrett, the audience might be thrown by a black doctor. Now, this is 1975, right? Now, I'm from New Orleans, where from the time I was 12 years old, I was surrounded not only by hordes of black medical doctors, but black PhDs as well. And I'm wondering how a guy whose name is associated with National Lampoon doesn't fucking know this.
Did he not see Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier, which I saw in the theater at age 8, and it infected me the rest of my life, and I got to do a lot of benefits with Sidney Poitier, and he's another real gentleman. Sorry, I'm still a little high, I'm slurring. But,
that's tough, because, you're lighting the show, you say, hey, can I get thrown into a sketch? And he said, no, this one's not right for you, and it's like, oh, boy.
You can't be a black doctor. What are you talking about, We're talking about Sidney Poitier. I remember being almost high. You walk by, a person just walked by and I'm on 72nd Street and he's coming towards me and from like a block away, I say, that's fucking Sidney Poitier, right?
Ooh.
And I just passed him and like that. To this day, I remember that day,
Oh, sure. Yeah. He was so eloquent. I remember I did a bunch of benefits for Cedars-Sinai and he was always there. And then one time I got off stage and I was walking to the audience. He stopped me and I was able to do and he gave me some praise. And I said, they call me Mr. Tibbs from and he laughed so hard. It was Rod Steiger, I think. But yeah, for me, there were so many brilliant movies in the 60s and 70s. And just a lot of my heroes were black. I mean, just Jimi Hendrix. My brother came in 1966. He came home. He was 13. He said, I just saw the best guitar player in the world. I said, what's his name? He goes, Jimi Hendrix. But we were kind of progressive in our own way back then because we just wanted to see Jimmy. We didn't think, and I went to the first a very, very well integrated high school with busing in 1969. So
talking about Jimi Hendrix, you know what he did? When he came back from England, where he'd already become famous, he got on the corner of 125th Street and 7th Avenue and played the guitar for like 18 hours or so, just to introduce people to him.
Oh,
he was really something else. He was.
No, like Neil Young has said about him, no one's ever played the guitar like Jimi Hendrix. No,
did Jimi Hendrix was never, did he die before SNL, or he's somebody they would have on?
He was one of those caught up in,
he died. He was like 27, right?
27, yeah.
27 Club.
Janis Joplin, around the same age.
Too. Oh, man.
Kurt Cobain.
I hated when that happened to Janis. I loved her ass, man. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, again, there's just certain talents, like Janis's singing, and there's a word I use a lot, supernatural. I mean, that screaming, the intensity of it was just crazy.
With all due respect, especially coming out of a white woman, okay?
Sure.
When damn.
Yeah, she had such a talent, and then it almost like they burn out quickly because it's so much talent and so that voice is so cool and everything, and you hope it's around forever. But
yeah.
Well, it's also just the accidental playing with fire. Jim Morrison. Once you start playing with opioids and mixing that stuff in, of course, John Belushi. It wasn't intentional, but you're playing with fire. It's just
Matter of fact, that's another thing that started me to straighten up.
John's death.
Was John during when you were on SNL? When was it? I can't remember. He was 33.
Well, like 83, I think, right? It was after SNL when he died.
Yeah,
right?
and the thing is, John and I didn't really hang. Mm-hmm. Only when he needed cocaine did he not.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. So how did that affect you? Did that get you off cocaine, or you just started to slow down, or what happened?
I slowed down, and by the time I came here, it's not something you could just stop. But by 2005, I went to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they do something that exasperates you. They will call your ass, okay? And they will sponsor you over and over. And so through that, I really, I've succeeded in getting rid of it, okay? Yeah. Much different with cigarettes, which I still am struggling with. But I'm glad that it's 2005. It's been not 2022.
Yeah, here we are.
I've been off since that's 17 years, 16
years.
Yeah.
Well, the body has a remarkable healing apparatus once you give it a break, So did you have a lot of people who lived a long time in your family tree?
Matter of fact, my grandfather lived to 92.
Okay.
So
you got some longevity.
There.
Yeah.
My grandmother I'm sure got cancer when she was in her 50s. So she passed. My mother lived to 80, but she didn't take care of herself. Okay. So there's a couple, either I'm going to hook up my grandfather and, stay for a minute.
How do you deal with stress? Are you really Buddhist? Are you really Zen? Are you relaxed in your brain all the time, Garrett?
With all the respect, I know you guys hear Buddhism and you think Zen. Zen is not, but it's only one part of Buddhists. There are over 300,000 Buddhists worldwide, and two of them are like me. They chant, which is not the same thing as the Zen Buddhists, okay?
Right, so you chant.
They meditate.
Domne arigato, domne arigato, domne arigato, domne arigato.
No, it's Namyo Horenge.
Arigato.
Oh, shit, I fucked it up. Let me hear it.
Namyo Horenge Kyo, Namyo Horenge Kyo, which means that you're dedicated to the mystic law of cause and effect, which means you don't believe in a personal God, but you do regard the law as being in the place that most other religions place God. It is the most sacred thing going.
Well, I did transcendental meditation, and my mantra is Dom Na Lara Big.
I'm a TM practitioner too.
Yeah, my mantra, Domnalik, which I found out later was Native American for drop your shorts, we don't have much time.
Are you telling people your mantra?
No, I was kidding. I'm just joking. I would never tell you my mantra.
Don't tell them.
My mantra is Garrett.
Garrett, listen. Garrett, after SNL, first of all, there's too many cool people there. You had Danny Aykroyd, who I did 2 movies with, 3 actually. Great guy.
Beautiful guy, yes.
He was beautiful, dude. Seemed like, did you hang with anyone after the following years of SNL? You stay in touch or just see him when you see him kind of thing?
So I saw him when I saw him. When Jane was out here doing 2 Rock, we used to talk on the phone.
Oh, that's right. Jane was on Second Rock from the Sun, Third Rock from the Sun, right?
And now I had a big quality relationship with Lorraine.
Lorraine,
her daughter, Hannah, who is very, very talented. Did you see her in Hacks?
Oh, Hacks, yeah.
She is a dynamite actor and also a very fine comedian. She did my show last year. Hannah did. Yeah.
Garrett, who was your head writer when you started? Was it Ann Beats?
Ann Beats was, yes.
She was. Mm-hmm. See, they had a girl head writer back then, which is probably
that was unusual.
More rare than a black doctor.
And that other guy we mentioned, that was the assistant head writer.
I know who you're talking about.
And and look, I was very sorry about what happened to him because I think that I'm not going to call their names. They should have backed him up when that thing happened. They should have backed him up and not let him go the way he did.
It was a lot of politics.
I know what you're talking about.
A lot of politics.
What he did was not what he didn't have to leave because of that.
So yeah, I tend to agree.
It was a purge that had to happen, but some people got swept up into it that maybe in a more reasonable time would have.
He's done been treated like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jeez, I wonder if I'm canceled right now. Do you think we could be canceled?
You're canceled
from this
because
podcast?
you agreed.
We said, suck my dick. I said, Sidney Poitier, black man.
First of all, he says, with all due respect to us. And then he says, with all due respect, motherfucker, to other people. So it really did.
I got called a white motherfucker from Karen Morris. So I'm just happy the rest of the day. Like my day is a home run now because it was with love.
Do you have any kids?
I've got 2 sons and they're in show business.
Your mother every day.
Oh, Jesus.
So you are a motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he got you on a technicality, Dana.
Motherfucker is just a great word because of the rhythm of it. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great word. I mean, gosh darn it. That's not, doesn't get
in my community, gentlemen.
You say it better.
He's a bad motherfucker, meaning you, Dana, meaning a great guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
I say of like, Rachel Maddow, I say she's a bad bitch. Right.
Rather than a motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. She's a bad bitch. Although I don't look at the news anymore because it depresses me.
No. It's designed to get us all angry.
When I was looking with Rachel all the time, and what's the other lady? Joy Reid.
Joy Reid. Yeah.
You know, Ari Melber. You know.
Yeah.
Brian. Yeah. So
Brian Williams
was my thing until the news just started bringing me down.
Garrett, before we let you go,
cuss me out.
Do you still sing? Dana said you're a good singer.
I used to sing high C's. Now I sing low C's. I sing the blues now. I don't sing,
you're doing the Albert King or who are you singing?
Muddy Waters and stuff like that.
Muddy Waters?
Yeah. My favorite blues singer is Muddy Waters.
Oh, I loved Albert King Blues Power.
King was great. Albert King was great.
That baby and its baby bed all fussing up. He's got the blues. He got the good old fashioned country blues. Remember Albert? Wasn't he magic? And of course, Muddy Waters. I mean, that's another guy.
Yes.
Lay it on us. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
But you sang with the Harry Belafonte singers.
I was with him for like 9 years my first job in the business was as a singer arranger with
that's so amazing.
The Belafonte Singers.
The Belafonte Singers.
Yeah, as a 12-member group that he managed. Right, he sang them periodically, but they used to sing without him. So we two.
Who sang that thing? You put the lime in the coconut. You put a little.
Right.
That was Harry. Okay.
That was Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
And then it became a commercial too.
Yeah.
For some product.
Daylight come and we want to go home.
What about 7-Up is the
that raspy
Uncola?
Blues now. You can get laid with that.
Hey, 85, that's all
day.
Man.
85, still alive. 86,
you got
you're
cool
in a
voice.
fix. 87, you're in heaven. 88, don't be late. 89, won't you be mine? 90,
Jesus.
holy heaven, Holly.
You can spit.
Was this your SNL audition? That was a good one.
Baby, you can spit.
I know. I've had dinner with him. Well, Garrett, thank you for coming on with us.
This has been a delight. You're so much fun.
Garrett,
I just feel happier
dude.
hanging out with you for this hour.
Thank you so much, fellas, for even thinking about this old guy.
Yeah, you're a good dude, and it's we all got a job because of you and the squad up there.
Oh my God!
And Lauren and everyone.
And I just want to say, 100 episodes on Jamie Foxx. You were on the Martin Show.
You're very talented men. Okay.
Thank you, bud.
Extremely talented, and that's how you got your fucking job.
We do the best we can. You're terrific. You're tremendous. Excuse me. Many people are. Who's better than Garrett Morris? Nobody. Listen, many people are saying never better. Nobody's ever done it like him. Come on, let's get real, folks. No joke. I'm not kidding around. Garrett Morris, here's the deal. Come on. We can do better. We will do better.
You got Trump and Biden at the end.
I love your impression, by the way, man. I love your impression, man.
Thank you, brother. Can we hang out sometime? Can you?
Oh, yeah. You got my number.
All right, Garrett. Miss you, bud.
No, let me thank you guys for this. I appreciate it.
I just really enjoyed this. I know I'm a little fuzzy, and my words aren't coming out as well as they normally do, but because of the dental work. But I got the prior joke out. I completed it, and that made my day.
It was a 3-parter.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to pack myself an ice, get a B12 shot, and crack a Coors Light.
We don't want to end the show with the words "suck my dick." Okay?
No. What would be the substitution? So instead of saying "suck my dick,"
yes,
you kind of say, "How about a hand job, dear?" I guess that's a little more benign, maybe not so dramatic.
I got one. Good night, motherfuckers. Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Ask us anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. Folks, we got another AMA to cap it off. This is a Ask Us Anything. Question is, do you have a favorite SNL monologue? One of my all-time favorites is the one where Susan Lucci and the Emmys from 1990. Hey, everyone, Emmy fight. Nealon wearing an Emmy around his neck, Spade using Emmy to eat corn on the cob. I was in that.
Yeah, that was funny.
Bright says, thank you for the pod. Okay, well, Dana, do you remember this one? Because I was just a newbie on that one.
I know. I wasn't in that one. I don't know what's going on. That was funny, though.
How was Dana not in something?
I was probably changing into do Bush Senior. I had the bald caps going.
And you need that 12-minute chunk.
Yeah, I would just put the bald cap on early and just drop all the wigs on top. Anyway, one that stood out for me during my time, I don't know if you were there for it, was when Steve Martin.
I was going to say fucking Steve
Martin sings a song and it becomes a Broadway musical. We run and dance the cast, all with Steve. The whole premise, he's done it so much at this point, hosting. I'm not going to phone it in tonight. I'm not going to. And that one really stood out for me.
One of the biggest laughs is, he runs around and he goes, come on, guys. And he picks up cast members along the way.
Yeah. And he goes, he's like the Pied Piper.
Sing it, Chris. And Farley goes, I'm not going to get super drunk tonight. I won't have a drink till update is through. That's a promise to you, the viewer. Till update's through. And he goes, pretty good, Chris. Good. But he let everyone sing. And I just thought at the same time as you.
I think monologues. It was Robert Smiggles, but probably a lot of people joined in on it. But that stood out.
Always comedians have great ones. As we mentioned, Kim Kardashian had a great one. When she was on. Not a comedian, but that's sometimes fun when people come out of nowhere and knock one out. Low expectations, and then she delivered. And so there's, over the years, God, I can't pick one. I remember Emmy Fight was funny. Yeah. That was, Susan Lucci that was a great one.
Yeah.
And we've been a lot, I like when they bring the cast into a monologue. Sometimes that's a trick, though. If they don't really know what to do, they stack them, or if they're too nervous, they want cast.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Q&A from the audience. That's a great device.
Oh, what about Britney Spears and her boobs are moving around? Remember that one? She said
a
lot of people think I have fake boobs, but the truth is, and they start going like this in her shirt, they had like some sort of trick.
Yeah.
That got a big laugh. Mm-hmm. Oh, those were the days, my friend. So thank you for that question, but there's just too many to pick from, I think.
Yeah.
But we mentioned
you
some
picked
good
a good one, though, Susan Lucci. We came back with Steve Martin. Whoops.
When Steve's on, we got to ask him.
Sounds like ours was better.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, David Rivera.
Thanks,
asked
Dave.
that question. And now I hate to say it, but bye-bye. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman, with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.